started. It's almost, actually it is already 7 o'clock. So if we can find our seats, so that we can begin. Okay, good evening everybody and welcome to the Rowland Heights Community Coordinating Council. And I'd like to introduce the board members that I have with me here today. My name is Rowland and I am the president of the Rowland Heights Community Coordinating Council. We have our first VP, Brandon Macias. He's sitting right there in the middle. We have another vice president in charge of membership, Maria Kramer, is over there on the table. We have our third vice president in charge of community improvement, Kim De La Peza. We have Charles Rivera, who is our corresponding secretary. So let us please stand for the flag salute. We remember to get it out today. As you notice, our stage is missing today. So we are told that we get and our ceiling. It's coming along really nice. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Thank you very much. We have a lot of business to take care of today, and hopefully we can get through it quickly so that we can get to our speaker. We did have two speakers today, one with the Youth Leadership Program with the Dolores Huerta Foundation. Unfortunately, they are unable to be with us today, so we will just have the non-conforming vehicle parking ordinance for Rowland Heights, and he will be our main speaker, Stephen Guy. First on our list is the LA County Sheriff's Department, Deputy Ray, and I believe it's Deputy Flores today.
Good evening, how's everybody doing today? I got a couple things I want to go over. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I just got this position approximately 2 months ago. I'm Deputy Swan with the one at our fire station. Been at the station for approximately 40 years, and on the department going on 10 years. So thank you guys for having us, for having me here. And hopefully, continue to keep coming here and listening to you guys and any concerns and us helping in any way that we can. I want to start off in City of Rowland Heights, crime is down approximately 20%, which is an awesome thing. But what we have seen is that catalytic converters and vehicle burglaries have gone up. Right now, we believe that I think the materials that are using catalytic converters have gone up in price, and they became a hot commodity again for criminals to take from the some years ago, we had a big influence of it, and for a good amount of time, it was not like it was gone, where nobody was still catalytic converters, but it seems like it's on the rise again. Just be aware, take care of your vehicles. Every, I believe on the 22nd of this month, our station is putting up etching. It's from 9 to 11 at Calvary Chapel Landmark. It's a free program, and pretty much what happens is the catalytic converters get etched with the license number. So now they have something that it comes back to. So whoever steals it or takes it, it's harder for them to stop. Recently, we just did a 7-Eleven event with our headquarters, where they're joining our collaborating 7-Eleven with Los Angeles Sheriff's Department to build connections, to build a bigger network with the community and ourselves. So we did that recently, for the kids, we're passing out Slurpee coupons, so if you guys have your kids here today or not, see us after, we'll give you some. In June, at the end of June, we actually had a mobile with the deputy, something new that we're doing just to build that bridge with you guys in the community. So hopefully we're gonna try to do one in September. If you guys didn't come out on this last one, it's a pretty fun event because you guys get to just talk to us, pick our brain, or just have a normal conversation. Next month for you guys here at the RHCCC, we are gonna go over 764. 764 is the new. It's been around for a little bit, but it's newer. But it's violent extremists that are working online, targeting juvenile or not juveniles, but juveniles, elder, and it comes down to manipulation, fraud, things of that sort, and it gets deeper. So we're gonna go over that stuff next month if you guys are here. August 26th. You guys want to put on your calendar? We're gonna be at the Dynamic Evangelism Church on Colima, and we're gonna be going over AI and online fraud that's happening. It's something that they kind of wanted to go over. It's open to anybody that wants to show. Recently, within the past 2 months, our narcotics unit has served 3 warrants at dispensaries, and they have, I believe, 1 or 2 were shut down. We are, trying to work with them. It's a little bit harder. They're another unit within the department, so we have to just try to keep that communication open. And then with homeless encampments, we have been working on trying to get the homeless tenants that are out there, trying to get them, removed. We just had Colima and Albatross over the encampment on top of the hill, pretty big one. That was cleaned up by our whole team. So little by little, we're trying to get it done. We're trying to, make sure that the city is clean and respected. But this month on the 15th, they are also going to come out and do on Nogales and Colima. There's a couple of academies there, so hopefully on Wednesday. If you guys have any concerns with transient homelessness, you guys can also go online to LA Hot, and there you guys can put in requests or any concerns, and then they can come situate. Yeah, well, that's all I have online today. You guys have any questions for us?
You, when, what was the name of the homeless encampment department of the sheriff's? Right,
Host?
Host.
Oh.
When Host spoke on Colima, I don't know, some 4 or 5 months ago, they hit the encampment that was right there by Stoner Creek and Colima, just above the hill by the McDonald's. There's somebody living there. Yeah, and then same bush, same area, but the tarp that he's got up there is a beige tarp, so you can't see, just see all the trash. And then the wash that's underneath right there, a whole bunch of stuff there. But the guy that was up there, I saw him down the bench, I think he's just.
We'll check it out, because that area is also organized. But we'll check it out, we'll see who's there, figure out whoever's there, and we'll let our host know. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Thank you guys for your time, I appreciate it.
We're gonna move on to LA County Parking Enforcement, and I believe it's Catherine Vance gonna be speaking.
Good evening, everyone. Catherine Vance from Parking Enforcement Manager, oversee Walnut Station. For this month, or I'm sorry, for the month of June, our stats were 618 citations. The highest amount went for street sweeping. I know street sweeping isn't covered in this area. There was 359. Failure to obey markings was 59. Unregistered vehicles, 71. I also brought at the, and I left them at the table, pamphlets, which have our email address. so that you can do, outreach to us for ongoing parking related issues. For emergent requirements such as blocked driveways, blocking fire hydrants, please call the station and ask for a call for service to be generated so that they can dispatch one of our parking control officers. I also brought flyers, informational flyers for the daylighting law, just a friendly reminder. This is AB 413. This was a California law passed January 1st, 2025. So what that means is prohibits stopping, standing, or parking vehicles within 20 feet of the approaching lane of a marked or unmarked crosswalk. Okay? So, and it's just to avoid vehicle versus pedestrian accidents, because if there is a vehicle parked too close at the corner and a pedestrian is crossing the street, it prohibits the driver that's coming into the intersection from seeing the pedestrian crossing the street. So I left those informational flyers on the table. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you.
Okay, from the California Highway Patrol, we have Officer O'Toole.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Officer Sonia Guzman with the California Highway. I'm just going to go over a few crash statistics. So for the month of May, area of Rowland Heights, there are 33 crashes. And for the month of June, we got 1 crashes, of which a decrease, but there was a slight decrease. Year to date, last year, we had 214 crashes, and year to date, as of now, we have 197. So you can see we're kind of getting up there, kind of getting close. Doing everything that we can to work on these enforcement complaints that come in from you guys. We cycle through them every time. We do get quite a few. Not only do we work Rowland Heights, we have Hacienda Heights as well. West Whittier and South Whittier. So we do go through a lot of complaints, but we do cycle through them. I know speeding on Pathfinder has still been an issue. We still have officers that are going out there using radar, LiDAR, and catching all of those speeders. I haven't heard anybody talk the speed of 95 since last time. I'm hoping it stays that way. But the speeds, they do range from like 60 to about 80. So our goal is to try and stop them before they crash. Officer Toole is going to go over some other information. All right.
For our 4th of July weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Santa Fe Spring Station, we had 34 DUI arrests, issued 157 citations, most of those being primary collision factor, which is speeding, falling too close, and things like that. We participated in the 4th of July parade at Hacienda Heights. The bug board, I talked to David a little bit ago. Bug board parade's coming up October 17th. We'll be participating in that as well. We had a good turnout for the Hacienda Heights 4th of July parade. We kind of resurrected it as David's kind of doing with the bug board parade. So hopefully, mark your calendars. October 17th will be out. Set up a booth afterwards. We did a little bicycle rodeo for the kids as well. So always enjoy. Lastly, as you can tell, it's getting hot. So just a reminder, once again, I need to keep the pet first. But kids, elderly, and pets, don't leave them in the cars. I can say on my coming over here tonight, I walked out into my garage and it's 100 and some odd degrees. So you don't know what it feels like. Just sit in your garage for a little bit and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and it'll change your mind as far as leaving your kids, pets, or elderly in the car. It gets hot. It happens real quick. People think they're just gonna run into the store real quick or whatever their incidents and real quick doesn't happen. It's up being 10, 20, 30 minutes. It's get really bad. We're just trying to avoid that, and it's that, it's that time of year. Also, a lot more kids out of school, so again, along with the Pathfinder speed on the residential streets as well. Kids are outside playing. Hopefully, they're outside playing, not inside playing video games, but hopefully they're outside playing. So just kind of slow your speeds. If you're in a hurry, give yourself a little more time before you leave to counteract those. We'll take any questions, comments, and questions. Yes.
The other day I was driving to work and it made my heart so happy. I saw pairs of highway patrol on Kalima. There was 6 of you guys total pulling people over. Made me so happy. So thank you so much for that job. I really appreciate you.
Much chips out of it, so they did everything in Paris. Yes. Yes, sir.
When we see objects left on the road, do you encourage or recommend? When I see something that left from the previous drivers, the object like furniture or something, left on the road and causing the hazards or dangerous driving. So, do you recommend we stop the car and
No, don't do that. Don't do that, please. Because majority of our objects are on the freeway. Nobody knows how to type down a load or strap down a load. And again, same thing. I'm just going down the road real quick, and you'll be surprised what we find on the freeway. So don't. I appreciate the help, but let us run a traffic break. We intentionally, and some people, as crazy as it may sound, our traffic breaks. We turn our lights on. We drive across all lanes of traffic, stop the entire freeway so we can get out, walk on the freeway, move that debris. However, there are people out there that call us in as a DUI driver. Because they see us weaving and this, and no joke, how should we going to attest to it? They call us in as if there's a drunk CHP out there swerving all over the place. Now he just got out there and moved the couch from him. I don't know what he's doing. So, no, just call it in, and we want to get to it as fast as you want us to get to it, because we don't want somebody to hit it, and then it's just a domino effect. It splinters into pieces, and now there's multiple pieces of furniture on the road that cars can hit and get flat tires or damage the car. And it's big one for us, and it's just, like I said, it's a domino effect. So just call it in. Just every report thing. 911 cell phone calls all go to CHP. So we'll get it immediately. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're moving along quite nicely. Let's move on to the Office of First District Supervisor Hilda Solis and Miss Andrea Marin.
Good evening.
For you today, can I actually forgot to put these on the table, so I'll do that after.
But before I forget, I do want to also say hello to Jimmy, right? Jimmy, who is with our office as well. So afterwards, feel free to come up to either of us to ask for any questions. But first on my list is this flyer that I'll leave on the table. So as you guys may recall, last year, right, the county went through a process of creating the homeless services and housing department. So the newly created HSH office now is going to be acting as the convener for a lot of our departments, including posts that we just talked about regarding homelessness. And I wanted to let you know that there is a meeting for SPA 3. So we have in the county different service areas. We have 8 of them. For the San Gabriel Valley, we are called SPA 3. So HSH is having a meeting specifically for SPA 3, which includes here Rowland Heights. And they're going to be talking about their funding streams, about their plans for next year, and about their current structure and how they will be working moving forward. So if this is a topic that is of interest to you, definitely would encourage you to join their town hall meeting, and that is going to take place on July 30th at 10 a.m. It's going to take place in person at the Grace to Black Auditorium in El Monte. And you can also email them directly and, make your voice heard, in other ways. But if you want an in-person meeting, this is the one that they will have this month. So, like I said, I'll leave these flyers on the table. The next thing I wanted to talk about very quickly is, as you may know, I don't know if you guys are soccer fans, but certainly the World Cup has turned me into one this year. I didn't know I was a soccer fan until literally last month. But we had a chance to host the FIFA Fan Zone this weekend at Whittier Narrows. It's a regional park. It's an unincorporated area park, believe it or not. We saw over 15,000 people come in and enjoy the festivities. There were 0 incidents, so we were very happy that it was a very safe event. We heard a lot of feedback from the community, especially families, that they really got a chance to enjoy this free event, and especially the shuttles that were provided, so the residents of the first district in particular had a chance to connect. So that was a very fun event. I saw several people from Rowland Heights there, so that was really exciting. And I want to thank also, LASD was there providing the much of the robust security support. And I think that's why it just turned out so successful. So also thank you to LASD and our CHP partners. And then, as some of you may know, our office has been heavily involved in the response to the Boyle Heights fire this past month. If I can barely believe it, but it's almost going to be a month on the 17th. So there's been a lot of, resources and time and just a lot of need in that community. And so a lot of our staff has been focused on that response. And so if you haven't heard from us, that's a little bit of why I've been, spending a lot of time trying to work on these food distributions, air purifier distributions, water distributions, masks, and so it's taken a really big lift from our office as well as many other partners to make sure that we get those resources out to communities in need. So we continue to engage in that effort. But if you have any questions, feel free to, come. Jimmy was there too, supporting at both events. And then lastly, I wanted to mention, I got a chance to connect with our policy team about the data centers. I know that we still have a lot of questions, right? A lot of concerns, obviously. So I did want to remind you that the report back is due in August from the county departments. So we're keeping a close watch, for that report to be emailed to our office so that we can take a look. It's actually emailed to every single every supervisor's office. So in August, we will get a chance to see that document, process what the departments have said, and based on the recommendations that they provide, the board can then look to any next steps that are possible within that, within what the report tells us. And so I know that this report is also going to be made public. So as soon as I hear, which website, what link is available on, I'll make sure to share with Yvette and the rest of the board here at the RHCCC so that you get access to that, you get a chance to review it, and discuss as a community as well. And I think that's all I have for you. What do you guys think about the floors? When I walked in, I actually thought I was in the wrong room for a second. I had to catch myself, like, okay, I am in the correct spot. I just want to thank Parks for their incredible work. I think you guys will talk a little bit more about the upgrades, kind of what went on, the AC, right, and some of what we expect to see in the near future as well. So excited to see progress is coming along, and I'll open it up to questions.
Thank you. I have a quick question. I know there's been some confusion from some community members The webinar that the county did, the few webinars that we did, I think it's like 3 years ago. Is that part of the educational workshops motion or aspect of the motion that Supervisor Sweet put forward? Or is that to collect data for the study?
It's both. So the motion that the supervisor created or included, right, a part where she wanted to make sure that community was being involved and had access to some of the information that the departments have. And at the same time, hear from the department, so a both-way communication, right, a two-way street, essentially. So we wanted to make sure that the departments could offer what they currently knew and where they were going with the report, as well as then have an opportunity from to hear from the community what the concerns, specific concerns were, and any overarching themes that could be synthesized into this report. And so it's both, and it's not the end all be all, right? So this is kind of like phase one of the community engagement process to create the report. We would expect, right, that then the departments engage in a process of explaining said report and continuing on that conversation.
So will the feedback from the community during those webinars be part of the report or be included?
That's correct.
Thank you very much.
Report is that the environment ending or what is the actual?
Yeah, so the report that we are waiting for in August is a report that is being spearheaded by 3 departments in LA County. So it's public health, regional planning, and with the environmental, I'm forgetting the 3rd department. But these departments are working together to have a discussion, basically in this report about from the very beginning, right? Because this is like a whole report on what are the data centers, what is the current most up-to-date information that we have in the nation. So it's going to be talking about national trends, right? State trends. What jurisdictions have been doing? What are the different strategies that are currently available? And so this report is meant to inform the Board of Supervisors how they should move forward with data centers in LA County unincorporated areas. So this is not an EIR. This is not anything regarding, it's not right. It's not as for a particular project. It's about creating a framework so that we can move in one direction as a county unincorporated.
Question aligns with the environment report. So do the residents, Rowland Heights, have any input in this report, or this is still not open to any public opinions and feedback?
Yeah, absolutely. The Rowland Heights residents have direct say so on what goes into the report. Like Brandon mentioned earlier, right, the county hosted several community meetings where local residents, I heard many from this area, were in attendance and provided their direct feedback. And those discussions with question and answers portion is what the department is using to talk about how the community feels about the data centers.
That many of us attend that. So would it be possible to incorporate those meetings? So we can, most people can attend and voice their, opinions.
Yeah, so that's part of, I'm sorry though, my kid's going on. Yelling at you, I promise. But yes, in essence, so we do have county staff that has attended, for example, RHCCC community meeting. And so they have taken, that feedback and their experience of some of these community meetings as well.
So it's unlikely that those meetings ever virtually. So, like, directly reflecting, rather than community meeting, opinions, just, very few who can attend those meetings or reflected by some, representative.
I didn't hear a question in your statement.
She's asking, she's saying that to go to those community meetings might be difficult for some people because they're at random times and they're random meetings. Is it possible maybe to hold one of those meetings here at the RHCC meeting? Because it's a time that they can come and be present, the community anyway. So is it possible to hold maybe one of those meetings here or have representatives here to collect the information from the group members so that she doesn't have to go at like 9 a.m. maybe when she's at work, when the other meeting is being held?
So the meetings that we had, and these were several meetings, it wasn't just one. They were after work and they were online so that it was accessible to as many people as we could. Additionally, the department has already been present at RHCCC meetings, very large ones. So, at this time, we're in the middle of July. There's 2 weeks left until August. And I don't know what day in August the report is, but they have to write the report. So they're done with the phase of community outreach for the report at this point, I would think, right? Because they have to sit down and actually write the report.
Last month at the meeting, the representative for Linden, Mr. Calderon, said there was only 25 calls to our office opposing the battery center and the data center. So I got on my neighbors and had people call there. We need to up that because these meetings are scheduled intentionally by the people that are doing this, and they are not conducive to the people that are working. We know that. So by saying we had many meetings that many people couldn't attend. Otherwise, that place would be packed if it's not Sunday or Saturday. So
It was a weekday night, and there were many people in attendance. I would say over 80.
well, I understand that. But, I mean, they don't make it. City of Industry hasn't exactly rolled the red carpet out to anybody. Thank you.
Absolutely. And again, I'm not here representing the city at all. This is the last question. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Thanks. Hi, everyone. I think really good questions from everybody. Just to share an anecdote, I think the office, Supervisor Solis's office is very accessible. So if you have something that you want to share with them specifically, I encourage you to call, email. If you attended the Zoom webinar, it was hosted by Connie Chung. I actually reached out and had a private meeting with Connie Chung and spoke with her and learned about what's happening and told her what I was concerned about and how I can follow up with her and contact her directly. So we don't have to wait for the email them, schedule privately, and share your mind. So it's not all burden on them. We may also meet them halfway. And if we have something to say,
Well, maybe, these meetings can be made more, those meetings.
Sure. Yes, I think, it's really difficult to reach a lot of people. If you have something you want to say, they're more than willing to listen, and I can help you get in touch with them afterwards too. Yeah.
And I would email and call and talk to them.
We can take the rest offline.
And we'll be on the side to receive your comments and your feedback as well. Thank you so much for the time, Yvette and the RHCCC team, and of course the community at large.
They are always here long after their turn, so if you do have a specific questions you want, they will be able to answer them. We're going to move on to LA Parks and Rec's office, and I think it's Craig tonight.
How's everybody doing tonight?
I just want to give you guys a few updates for our Parks and Recreation and all the activities that we have planned that are coming up. For our senior programming, which has been important to us, we have a couple of key trips that are coming up here at RHCC. We're going to, on August 11th, which is a Tuesday, we'll be going to the Hollywood Bowl to see Mozart Under the Stars. So if anybody's interested or if anybody's a member, you can just come to the front desk and you can sign up. Also at Carolyn Rosa's Park on August 30th, they'll be going to the Ford Theater 6 p.m. to see the Element Band. And also is trying to increase programming for seniors. We're now offering senior tennis classes. That'll be on Mondays and Fridays. So if anybody's interested, we have some flyers that are on the table right here, and you can sign up for a tennis class. It's never too late to learn a new sport. Also, we're doing our summer concerts here, and so we just had a concert this past Thursday. We had Unit E perform. We had a pretty good attendance. We also have a concert this Thursday. The performer's name is Adelaide Pilar, and she'll be performing this Thursday at 7 p.m. On the field on the other side of the building. And also the next 2 Saturdays after that, we have concerts at Carolyn Rosa's Park on Thursday, July 23rd, which Margarita Luna will be performing, and July 30th will be A.Los will be performing. Also, I know it's technically not Rowland Heights, but there is a concert that'll be at Steinmetz Park and Hacienda Heights on Saturday, July 18th, and Molly Moore will be performing. Also, currently right now, thanks to District 1, we have our Esteem program, which is a free summer camp program for 45 kids that's happening at Carolyn Rosa's, and it's free trips and free arts and crafts. This past Friday, we took them to Raging Waters. And this Friday coming up, we'll be going to the Natural History Museum. Also, my last updates will just be updates about the building. As you can see, everything will be complete this week. This is why half the room is blocked off. The flooring is complete for the whole building, but the last thing we have to finish is installing the ceiling tiles and some of the lighting. And honestly, we apologize for the AC, but we also did duct cleaning, which is going through cleaning out the HVAC unit for all the dust and debris that's collected over the years. So they had to turn off the fire alarm system, but the AC and fire alarm system are kind of connected, and when you turn off the power for one, it kind of turns off the power for the AC. But that's because of the construction that's happening, so that's why it's a little warmer than normal. Also, up at the top of the park, we have the roof that was reinstalled, which is finished, and we'll have the HVAC unit. A new HVAC unit will be installed in September up there as well. And so it's the same company that did this construction will also be doing the pickleball courts, which I have talked about before. So as soon as this is finished this week, they'll be beginning with the pickleball courts that will be installed in the courtyard up at the top of the park. Do we have any questions? Okay. Well, I'll say this is the maiden voyage of the room. You guys are the first people to be in here since it's been redone. So you guys are bringing it in. So yeah, thank you. It's beautiful.
Okay, we're going to move on. I didn't see any other representatives. Linda Sanchez, I didn't see Yulissa. Nope, I didn't see Kyle, and I didn't see Stephen. So we're going to move on to the LA County Library, and I did see Schumann Zong.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Schumann. I'm the Community Library Manager over at Rowland Heights Library. To begin, we are serving lunches for kids and teens ages 0 to 18. That's Monday to Friday at 12 o'clock. There is a flyer over at the check-in table if you're interested in giving it to somebody else. Sorry. Give it to somebody else or somebody in your family. And we are also a cooling center, so when the heat is at its peak. We are open 56 hours a week, and additional LA County libraries will also be open additional days and times when cooling centers are activated. And then also summer is in full swing, and our annual summer discovery program is here. So join us for a season of reading, learning, and exploring, designed for all ages, no matter if you're a baby or if you're an adult. So from June 1st through August 9th, participants can log books, complete fun activities, earn badges, and be entered into chances to win exciting prizes. And also from now until September 30th, AC Bilbrew Library, which is a LA County library in South LA, is partnering with the California Black Women's Collective Empowerment Institute to host a Museum of Black Women and Girls pop-up. So they are exhibiting in a very immersive exhibit honoring 30 Black women and girls whose brilliance, resilience, and lasting contributions helped shape California. And Black Californians are also encouraged to participate in an oral history project to share some of their stories, their triumphs, their everyday joys, and quiet acts of resilience. All of this information can be found on our website, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Thank you.
Tape it down. Let's move on to Mount San Antonio College and Judy Chen Haggerty.
Good evening. I just have one thing to report. Mount SAC is once again partnering with the grocery outlet for its annual Independence Fund.
Pardon me, can you speak up, please?
Okay. So Mount SAC is working with the grocery outlet for its annual Independence from Hunger campaign again, running through July 31st. This is a national initiative to raise funds and collect food for the local food bank. So all the donations stay in the local community. So Mount SAC, we work with the West Covina grocery outlet, and all the donation will go directly to Mount SAC Food Pantry. Our pantry support over 600 students a week throughout the academic year. We believe, the decrease of food insecurity will enhance the student success. So we appreciate the grocery outlet, West Covina grocery outlet, very much. That's my report.
So Judy, if we bring food here to donate to you, can you take it and donate it to Mount SAC?
Absolutely.
Fantastic, thank you. That's great. So everybody bring some food next time.
I really am going to take this down. Okay, we're going to move on to Rowland Unified School District, and I saw, is it Mr. Despard? Okay, thank you. I saw a couple people come in and I wasn't sure.
I didn't take care of your meeting. Yeah, he's here.
Okay. Okay, then I guess it's Carrie Chip. Well, okay, they're going to do 10-10. All right.
Good evening. My name is Terry Chen, the board president of Rowland Unified School District, and assistant superintendent, Dr. Kevin Despard. Rowland Unified is proud of Jolly Elementary, who presents for the 10th year of the International Society of Technology.
Pardon me, could you please speak into the microphone?
Go on, take care.
Thank you.
Rowland Unified is proud of Jolly Elementary, who presented it for the 10th year at the International Society of Technology and Education Conference ISTE, which showcases how educators use technology for high-impact learning. Jaguar students, along with the teacher Nancy Buck, share their successful students' newscasts. Summer learning continues in Rowland Heights with special field trips, immersive, hands-on enrichment experiences in math, science, and languages for students across the district. Kindergarten, third grade students tour Tanaka Farm, taking their first ride on tractor, and were able to taste a variety of fresh vegetables, including 4 kinds of squash and melons. Current 4th graders who are not enthused about math took part in the collaborative math experience in the UCLA Young Mathematicians program in LA to ignite their confidence in math with helpful strategies. Students in grade 4th to 12th took part in a free online language exploration program by UCLA educators sharing the beginning concepts of the learning Spanish and Mandarin. This week, students in grade 3rd to 11 will travel daily to USC for hands-on STEM activities in engineering, coding, robotics, green energy, and learn about career pathways in STEM. Students in 5th grade will experience a daily aquarium of the Pacific Camp, where they are engaged in local marine animals, perform science experiments, play games, and explore the ocean environments. That's my report. Thank you very much. Any other questions? Thank you.
Want you to wing it.
Okay. All right. Here we go. We're going to do our community groups, and we'll have the PHCPA. I believe Andrew Chen is going to give us an update.
Thanks, Yvette. Hi, everyone. Fellow resident, volunteer member of PHCPA. So just as a reminder, PHCPA is an active litigation with the Marie C. Best project located in the City of Industry. We're using our California Environmental Quality Act abilities to challenge the environmental review that they adopted for the BEST. So just a quick update, last week we hosted our first ever in-person fundraiser, and thanks to you all and the support, it was a huge success. I counted 63 attendees. We raised just short of $1,800. So thank you all so much for your support, for everyone who showed up, who asked us questions, who met for the first time, who donated before the event, after the event. And I still have a lot of Lala collectible trading cards with our QR code on the back if anybody wants to have some. But yeah, I think, great turnout. That said, PHCPA has been in litigation since March. And as we all know, the legal process is very long, it's very costly. So even though we had an amazing fundraiser night, we still need your continued support. I think with the processes that are happening and the way the litigation is proceeding, PHCPA will probably exhaust all of their funds by the end of this month, maybe beginning of next month. So City of Industry and the developer are doing everything that's available to them legally. They can take these actions, and every time they take an action, PHCPA needs to respond. That response requires legal team action on our end, and legal team action costs money. So if this is important to you, and you have the ability to, please donate or get the word out. Let people know that we exist, what we're doing. There's a lot of people that we met that know about what's happening, want to do something, but don't know how to do it. They don't know who to talk to, who to connect to. So if all of you here can continue to help be our distribution spiderweb and get that information out there, I think the ideal outcome for city and industry is that they exhaust us and we cannot continue because we don't have funds. That's kind of, I think, what they were hoping for. So let's show them that we can get together as a community and stand up and not allow that to happen. So thank you so much for your support.
Guys, if anybody can donate to them, please donate, even if it's just $10 or $20, anything better than nothing. It's important to me. I donated $1,000, and that's just spitting in the bucket, right? But if everybody in here even donated $20, $10, $100, something, if you really want to do something, please donate to them.
Let's move on to the Puente Hills Habitat Authority, and I believe Cassandra Garcia, and Veronica.
Hello everyone, I'm here giving updates on the Habitat Authority. My name is Cassandra, I'm the Board of Director representing the 1st District. So one of the things I wanted to update Rowland Heights on is the fire that we had on June 22nd on the property. It was on Colima near our Arroyo Pescadero trailhead. That day, within minutes on the scene were our rangers, Whittier Police, and LA County Fire Department. In total, 5.5 acres were burned. There was for air support, we had a helicopter, Chinook, which is a type of helicopter, and 2 planes. The cause of the fire is unfortunately unknown. It was near the road, so we suspect maybe a car threw a cigarette butt or something like that. And then I do want to extend a thank you to the Habitat Rangers, who are all trained in wildland firefighting and were able to assist the Los Angeles County Fire Department. The second thing that I wanted to update you guys on July 4th, we had a team of volunteers along with our rangers positioned across the preserve to make sure there were no fires started due to the fireworks going on that special day. And then if anybody here wants to get involved in conservation efforts, more environmental outlets, we do have a position available in the Fiscal Advisory Committee and the Citizens Advisory Committee, which if you want more information, there's a flyer that I've left on the table, or you can also talk to your field deputy, Andrea. Yes, she's nodding yes. So yes, you can talk to her about it if you wanted to see what the qualifications were and how to get more involved. And then without further ado, I want to let Veronica introduce herself. We're so excited to have her, so she'll take over.
Hi, thank you for having me. I am the new Recreation Outreach Supervisor for Puente Hills Habitat Authority. I've been here for about a month, but I am excited, and we're going to be starting our volunteer program back up. So we're looking for docent volunteers to lead field trips, nature hikes for the community, and we're looking for trail watch volunteers. So if you regularly go out on the hills on daily hikes or weekly hikes, you can go, you can keep note of any maintenance issues or safety issues and report it back to us so we can relay that information to our rangers. The volunteer training starts September 19th and goes until October 24th. It's basically every Saturday. There's one training on a Friday that we can do online as well. So I have this information with my contact up there. I'll leave this extra one up there as well. And your closest trailhead is Powder Canyon. We're gonna have a mid-autumn nature walk there on September 26th. The flyer is pending, it's almost out. But here's a trail map too, it's just down the road from here, and that's up front also. Thank you.
Are there any questions? Thank you guys.
Okay, was David, were you speaking? Yes, okay. We're going to have Bug Board Days. David Martinez is going to say a few words for the upcoming Bug Board Days parade.
Thank you, everybody. Just want to remind everybody, our parade this year will be October the 17th. And for more than 50 years, Rowland Heights Day Parade and Festival has brought together families, local businesses, schools, civic organizations, community leaders to celebrate the pride and spirit of our community. We are excited to invite you to be part of this tradition by supporting the 53rd Annual Rowland Heights Parade and Festival, taking place Saturday, October the 17th. I'd like to say that we encourage you not only support Rowland Heights, but also support Hacienda Heights, as we are both unincorporated areas. This year, the Bug Board Day Parade was in the Hacienda Heights 4th of July Parade, and we had a great time. We met a lot of people there, and we're out there getting support for everybody. If you'd like to become a sponsor, if you have a business, or you'd like to volunteer, I have some paperwork here, so get excited. And our theme this year is wanted and their time, keeping the community wildly safe. Thank you.
Okay, that's about it for our community groups. And on the subject of volunteers, there's also the LA County Sheriffs. They've come a couple times to talk about volunteers on patrol, and they were asking for people like you and me to help with that. And it's basically driving around in a little sheriff's car and doing house checks and some parking enforcement. And some fun things, like Maria and I are volunteers on patrol, and we were at the FIFA game, once in a lifetime opportunity to be at the FIFA game, and we unfortunately met at 4:15 in the morning, and got a sheriff's van, and there were 14 of us that went to the game. So there's fun things to do too. So if you have a little free time, maybe 1 day, 2 days a month, to volunteer with the Sheriff's Department, it's a great opportunity. And if I can do it, you can do it too. Okay? So think about that as one of those community activities you'd like to participate in. Now we're going to move on to our keynote speaker, and the topic is potential non-conforming vehicle parking ordinance for Rowland Heights. And our speaker is Stephen Dykstra. Yes.
A couple meetings ago, somebody was asking me about coyote control, and I have gotten information from a gentleman. He's a legal trapper, licensed legal trapper. And I've been told by animal control that actually we can do a licensed legal live trap where they come in and they trap and they relocate the coyotes. So if that person is here, if anybody's interested in that information, please let me know. You do have to pay for it, but it is a legal means to remove the coyotes.
My name is Stephen Dykstra with LA County Public Works, and I also work as the liaison with the Sheriff's Department Parking Enforcement. So I'm just going to turn towards my presentation a little bit here. We can go to the next slide. So Los Angeles County Code 15.64.075 is our non-conforming vehicle ordinance. This is basically outlawing the use of any large vehicles. And it says the operator of any non-conforming vehicle shall not park such non-conforming vehicle on any highway, street, alley, public way, or public place anytime without a valid permit. Next slide. So right here we have, this is describing what a non-conforming vehicle is. It's basically any vehicle over 20 feet long, 8 feet wide, or 7.5 feet tall And if the ordinance is put in place in Rowland Heights, that would make it prohibited from parking on any public streets within the entire community. Next slide. So this is some examples of the vehicles that will be impacted with this. We're talking about like your big rig trucks, your box trucks, utility vehicles, RVs, which there is a permit that you can get, which I'll get to later. It also includes food trucks. There's a few exempted types of vehicles that we cannot cover with this ordinance, and those include active delivery vehicles, active service vehicles, or active construction vehicles. So they have to be in the active performing service. So for example, if you hire a plumber to come over to your house to do some plumbing work, they can park in the street, they wouldn't be impacted by this, but then if they're trying to park their work vehicle overnight and it's over the dimensions, they would be non-conforming. Okay, next slide. So this ordinance was first adopted by the Board of Supervisors in 1994. We just recently went through an effort to expand it into 13 new incorporated communities. That was actually adopted just a couple months ago, and we're currently in the process of installing signs and beginning enforcement in those communities. I believe some of the communities we've already begun enforcement as of this week. Some of them are probably going to begin enforcement within a couple weeks, and then the last phase is we're aiming to have it being enforced within a month or so. Okay, next slide. So the objectives of the non-conforming vehicle ordinance are to we're trying to expand it to communities like Rowland Heights that don't have it in place. This will increase the availability of on-street parking, enhance traffic safety, enhance quality of life. And we've heard from the community that this is something that you guys want. So we're here to get your feedback. So there are permits available for this non-conforming vehicle ordinance. It's very limited. The purpose of the permits for RVs is basically to, if you own an RV and you wanted to get it in storage and take it for a trip, you'd be able to get a 24-hour permit and park it in front of your house for that day. Potentially, if you have a really big trip, you could get a second day, but there's no more than 2 consecutive days available, and there's no more than 30 permits for the calendar year. So it is limited to protect from people trying to potentially abuse that. Okay, next slide. So this is just kind of outlining the steps towards getting the ordinance in place here in Rowland Heights. Complete outreach is the first step. That's what we're here to do today. So we're just trying to, give you guys some information on it and collect your feedback. Preparing the ordinance documentation, that's pretty straightforward. We already kind of have the ordinance. It's already in place. We just have to write the language to include Rowland Heights and any other communities that we had. And once we go through the whole process, there's the board adoption phase, and it's probably going to take a while because the outreach phase will take quite a bit of time. The last phase, we spent nearly a year doing outreach in all the different communities. But then once we get it to the board and we get that approved by the Board of Supervisors, then we go through the process of installing signage. And that process for the past expansion was probably 4 or 5 months, just because we had 13 communities and around 1,500 signs total. So this one might be less depending on how many different communities we go for. But once we have the signs installed, then that's when we begin with enforcement, and the sheriff's park enforcement detail and also the deputies would be the ones responsible for enforcement. Next slide. So right here we have a QR code. If you'd like, you can scan this. This will take you to a survey where you can input some of your ideas and thoughts and answer some questions, which will be helpful for us to determine if we should pursue this in non-conforming vehicle ordinance in Rowland Heights or not. There's also this paper right here, which I have over there as well. It's got the same QR code. So if you can't scan this one for whatever reason, you should be able to grab a sheet of paper over there by the front and provide your feedback. And we did just bring this over to Hacienda Heights last month, and we only got 3 responses, so hopefully you guys will give us a few more responses. Okay, next slide. That's pretty much it. So this is just an email that we have. along with the website. And also, I believe that QR code might take you to the website too, I'm not sure, but there's a website there which we're trying to update as we go along. But park@pw.lacounty.gov is an email that you can send emails to that with any questions about any sort of park-related concerns you have. Next slide. And this is just my contact information. I also have business cards if anyone would like. I could provide those. And then I can take any questions you may have. Yes?
Good evening. In regards to tractors being parked in residential areas on Fullerton and Hero Street, and a neighbor that's parked his tractor in his driveway for the last year, it hasn't been there for the last couple of weeks. And there's another one down further east on Hero Street from Fullerton Road. And there used to be a weight limit sign at the corner of Fullerton Road and Giro, and it's not there no more.
Okay, so if there was a weight limit sign, that would be kind of like, it just says like no trucks over 5 tons type of sign?
So over 3 tons.
Yeah, that refers to a vehicle driving the roadway. That's enforceable by California Highway Patrol if they see a vehicle driving. If they're just parked there in their driveway, that's not covered by this ordinance. They're actually in private property, and that would be handled by the Department of Regional Planning. So that may be, I can't speak to regional planning, like exactly what what they enforce there, but I believe that there are limitations on what you can park in your driveway. Like, I don't think you can park an RV in your front yard or your driveway. But that would be, if it's in private property, it's handled by the Department of Regional Planning, not, this ordinance only applies to public roadways.
Okay, thank you very much.
Are you guys in charge of the weight limit signage, or who do we talk to about getting some of that signage on a Giro?
Yes, my group with Public Works would be responsible for looking into installing weight limit signage, so I could give you a business card after this.
Fantastic, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you all.
See, we were supposed to have 2 speakers, and then I was worried about going long, and we only had 1 speaker, so we have plenty of time. So if there's anything that anybody wants to discuss, bring up, have questions on, now is the opportunity to do so. I see a hand up over there.
I just want to let you guys know that not only are these meetings always recorded and available on our YouTube channel, which is just the name of our organization, Rowland Heights Community Coordinating Council, you can also see this presentation and all the links and all the QR codes on our website, rowland-heights.com. There we have archives of all of our meetings, all of the resources, and you can also join our email list to make sure that you know when these meetings are happening and then you get the resources that these departments are bringing. So that's it. Thank you.
Yes, we try to have all the information that we do here on our website, or like Brandon said, he is really great at getting it out there on social media. So if you haven't joined on Instagram and all that, please do so. The information is on our website. Are there any other questions? It's right over there.
Well, I'm fairly new here in terms of attending the meetings. Thank you. I just, like to make a suggestion. I was glad that, the PHCPA group, Andrew and others mentioned that we can write emails or call the group to input our, voices and all that. I was wondering if we can allocate 15, 20 minutes in our meetings like this, just to discuss something like data center, because it is impacting every resident.
It is, most definitely.
Yeah. we can have a meet, just allocating 15, 20 minutes to discuss about these issues and having, certain members who's willing, able to contact them to follow up. So we have this action as a group instead of just, if you have time, you can call them or, and then actually quite often after the meeting, there are a host of other things, until next month we come here, we pick up these issues again. So if we can address this kind of concern, implementation that's affecting every resident, I think we should address here as a group, and then everyone who's feel like want to follow up. Instead of saying, there's a web meeting, and then it just doesn't address the significance of issue to us who care about it enough to come to the meeting.
We do have an update on the data centers every month, and we do try to give an update on what's going on, where the lawsuit is at, and different ways that the community can be involved. So we do try to allocate time every month during our meetings, but that is perfectly stated. Yes, a lot of people are concerned about it. Yes. I think there was a hand up.
I just do want to say real quick, so our last, I think 5 or 6 meetings have been on the topic of data centers. We are proud to be community partners with RHCCC and the No Data Center SUV Coalition. We're trying to connect our residents as much as possible with all that they're putting out there. Occasionally we do have meetings where municipal services like Public Works or the county planning do need to speak because they're our service provider for Rowland Heights. But as best as we can, I'm the one that organizes the meetings, by the way. I'm the one that gets the speakers. As best as we can, we're going to try to get always time for them to speak. If we want to have a town hall where community residents are able to speak, share their concerns and come back and forth with those speakers, we can try to organize that the best we can. I can't promise that will be every meeting because some of these presentations tend to be very lengthy and they do need Q&A, but thank you so much for your suggestion.
The topic of best data centers are very important to all of us, especially those of us on the board and the members that are here from the lawsuit and from the OSG. So it's very important to us. So I promise you we will not forget about it and we will not stop talking about it.
There's a question over there.
Thanks. I think that's a wonderful suggestion. Just to let everyone know, I am getting ready to send a very long research-based email to LA County Planning to support their data center study. So let's do what you suggested right now. Does anybody have anything they want me to include in my message to them?
Yes, stop it.
To stop it? That's the ultimate outcome. Agreed. That's the ultimate outcome. Yes, we're trying to stop it. Yes.
Where can we all go to like protest or something? It's just all over.
Agree with you. I think there's value in protesting and to support the study, we're trying to find technical and also legally defensible reasons why these should not exist near us. So while there is value in saying we don't want it, we don't want it now, we also, there's a side of us that are trying to present the technical data. Yeah. Yes. Correct.
I know all too well that the city
Mm-hmm.
but I had the city manager, the city planner fired because it was publicly notified. Okay, this is the same all over. And they're just trying to capture us in here. We're a small community.
Girlfriend, you're preaching to the choir.
Yes, we all know that. Unfortunately, the representatives, our councilmen, our senators, all the representatives that are on my agenda that should be here listening aren't here. So it's up to us to keep hounding them. And like I suggested last month, City of Industry only thinks about financial gain. We could sign $50,000, 50,000 people on a petition, and it doesn't matter. 50,000 people not supporting the businesses in the city and industry will make a very big impact. So if you can, as a way to passively, aggressively participate, instead of going to the Target in the city and industry, go right down the street to the Target in Diamond Bar. Instead of buying your car in the city and industry, go to West Covina, go over the hill to the Costco. You know, it may take you a few extra minutes, but that's hundreds of dollars per person that it's not going into their pocket. That's something we could do.
I've got a question. The politicians that are...
The politicians, are they supporting this, the data center?
It depends on who you talk to. Some people say...
All three of them that were supposed to be here.
You know, some people say they were against it, you know, there was gonna be a vote to not approve it, and then last minute it changed, you know, we can't really get a straight answer. But you would think that if all the politicians were against it, we would still be here in this fight, so.
All right, what about the state of California? There are 10 states that have banned the data centers. What about California?
So I can tell you that Calderon's office, the last meeting, the representative for Calderon's office said that her office had only received 25 emails in protest of the data center, and that Calderon didn't know that people didn't want the data center. So we blew up Calderon's office, phone calls, emails, to let her know, hey, we don't want a data center, we don't want a best center. But she's saying, or her representative said at this very meeting, who didn't show up tonight, that nobody had reached out. So I recommend you reach out on the state level to our representatives, email and phone call, both. Follow up your phone call with an email. Set an alarm, put it on your calendar, once a week, every week, once a day, every day, whatever you want to do, all your friends, all your family, all your neighbors, blow them up. The state level can come down and do something about industry. Local, we can't vote because we're not part of City of Industry. There's only 250 to 300 residents in the City of Industry, most of which live in the senior living facility, so they're not going to vote. So a state representative can step in and have some influence, and if I'm incorrect, please correct me, have some influence on City of Industry, but we need to get the state representatives to help us. So we need to blow them up, not literally, but to let them know what we feel. We need to make them so uncomfortable that they're tired of hearing us so that they do something for us. Additionally, the lawsuit is something we can do to be a thorn in City of Industry's side, right? There's not a whole lot we can do. We can call the state level, we can call our representatives, but the lawsuit is putting pressure on them, making them uncomfortable. They've joined our email, our mailer list. They've come to our meetings. The lawsuit is what's doing that. So I'm not advocating to generate money for nothing, but the lawsuit is how we're going to make a difference, even if it just slows things up so that we can get the state moratorium to put a hold or get a state representative involved. The lawsuit is what's making them drag their feet. So we have to contribute to the lawsuit.
And if you're uncomfortable writing these letters or emails, we do have form letters that you can use as a template, and all you have to do is put your name at the bottom of it. So if you think, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to write, please ask us, shoot us an email, and we will send you a template sample that you can use to really make a difference. Yes.
And I'm willing to do that too. If anybody wants like a customized email or call script, I can do that for you. I can write it for you. I can help you call it, give you the numbers. And also, I'm not sure if everyone realizes that the BESS unofficially is the beginning part of the data center. The data center needs the BESS in order to have power to operate. It needs a lot of power. So if we stop the BESS, we stop the data center for now. So they're interconnected, although not on paper. They won't publicly disclose or say that that's the reason. But there's no other reason for that BESS to be there because we do not generate renewable energy in City of Industry.
Water.
It's all related. They love to plug into our water and use all that stuff. So it's all, if we can stop one element of it, it needs water, it needs battery, it needs cooling, right? If we can stop one element of it, it really puts a speed bump in the data center development and gives California time to regulate on it.
Question.
Also, on the topic of city industry and these industrial cities, you may have heard from last meeting and then on social media law, SB 1274. It is a law that has passed the California State Senate. It is authored by Senator Bob Archuleta, whose representative is not here. But it's a definitions bill which would legally distinguish industrial cities like Vernon, Santa Fe Springs, Commerce, City of Industry, these cities with 250 people. It would distinguish them as industrial cities from the rest of the cities. And although the bill just says that they're going to be different, that they're going to be industrial cities, it sets the framework for them to speed track, fast track all of these developments. Right now, we're slowing them down. Right now, PHCPA is slowing them down with CEQA. But this construction is best being slowed down through these environmental regulations. If they're able to pass this and say, oh no, these cities are different, and later on pass legislation to say, now these industrial cities can be fast tracked and we'll get quick approval for these construction developments for the sake of innovation, then we're gonna live here, with our hands in the air, doing nothing. I personally called Lisa Calderon, Blanco Rubio, all of these assembly people. You can try calling Senator Barbara Juleta, but it's out of his court now. It's in the assembly right now, so call your assemblywoman, let her know that you are opposed to this, and remember guys, it is an election year, so keep that in mind. Yeah, but blow them up, because they are not expecting to hear from you, and it's super quick. It'll take a minute. Just say your name, where you live, that you're opposed to it, and then just keep doing that. And they're nice people, I guess, but still, they won't look nice.
I called Lisa Calderon's office and they had my address. She knew exactly who I was. I go, how did you know me? She goes, you're the only Dave Campbell in Rowland Heights. Well, that's a good thing to know. But yeah, it makes a difference. And if you, the husband, the wife, and I just spread the word. You got to spread the word. Your community, your demographics, everyone's got to do this because a lot of people are ignorant, and ignorance is what they're hoping on. They hope that everyone just lays down, and we're grassroots trying to raise the money. They got billions. I don't know why the state doesn't back us, but for some reason they don't. So use your imagination on why that might be.
Couple more questions over here.
I agree with what both of you said, and also Andrew and his group. But in addition to emailing or calling them independently, shall we do as a group? Like a letter with everyone's signature in it, so we have not just individual responding to this. We are responding as a community.
Yes, we have. We've done a resolution on behalf of the RHCCC. We have petitions we've signed. The school board has done a resolution. So there have been several things that we've done as a community and continue to do so.
Real quick, if we want to do a separate resolution from SB 1274, because we haven't gotten membership approval to deny that one, or to say we don't want that, we can put that.
We can do that one too, yes. We've already done one, we can do that one specifically for that. There's another question over there.
Put the language for that.
And we do things too, to vote on things that RHCCC does. You need to be a voting member, so if you have not signed up, please sign up today. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Araceli, sorry. I've been living here 4 years. I have a degree in mechanical engineering, and I also have an associate's degree in water systems technology. I don't know if you guys noticed, but they're already creating and designing a car wash right there. They're laying out the infrastructure, and they're planting those pipes. They're doing it behind our backs already.
Right, because they're saying they're putting in a car wash, pipes for water for it, but it's also telling me for the future use of the data center.
Yeah, so I want everybody to be aware of that, if you're not. I really agree with this lady right here, that we really need to put an emergency meeting for this August decision, before this August decision, like we really need to come together. I also want to advise that we need to let our young generation know what's going on. It's very important because they're our voice. We're fighting for them, but they also need to fight for themselves. So it's important that you let your teenagers know because they're active on social media. They can boost our trend up. They can boost our voices up. So it's very important that you let your teenagers know, you let your college students know that this is very important. And if you can have them come with you, you need teenagers here, we need college students here, because we all need to work together. We haven't had a protest. I think we should consider doing that one more time again, and bring out our teenagers, bring out our college students, because we really need to amplify this. It's very important.
Thank you. And it's very important. You understand that car wash being put in gives us the psychological thing, oh, they're not gonna put a data center, look, they're building new business. They're building a new business. But she's absolutely right. They're putting in the infrastructure to turn that into a data center in the disguise of a car wash being put in. You know, so, and they're counting on us not noticing. They're counting on us being ignorant to things. When they start breaking up the streets to do that, again, it's the underlying effect of what they plan to do in the future. So be aware of what's going on in your community. Don't sit down and do nothing. Do something, even if it's a little thing like driving a couple extra miles away to somewhere else.
Get all your friends and family, get all your friends and family to send letters and phone calls. A phone call is going to take you 2 minutes. Anybody that you can get to call.
Yeah, just for my own information, what about all the restaurants that are around the data center? How does that affect them?
Well, apparently what's happening in other states, and forgive me if I'm saying things incorrectly and correct me, but what's happening in other states is the water is being contaminated. And so if you have a restaurant that's using the same water, you would think that that would be contaminating that restaurant as well. And if they're using water that we will potentially use, they would be contaminating our water as well. So take a look at what's happening in all these other states, you know, and be informed so that we know what's potentially going to happen to us here.
So are they doing anything about the restaurants? Would they say anything?
I spoke to Rowland Water District, and Rowland Water District is not taking a stand. They're staying neutral. But I did talk to the gentleman at Rowland Water District and said that he said that the 31% water reduction use is for residents and for the industrial buildings outside yard. The water reduction use that they're asking for or mandating at the state level does not affect anything that happens inside four walls. So the data center has no restriction on the amount of water that they can use. So again, we need to reach out to the state level to get something done, because the data center, it doesn't matter if we all reduce by 31%, data center is going to suck all that up. And I think the last number that I heard was something like 5 million gallons of water a day is what the data center that they're going to put at the Puente Hills Mall is going to use. 5 million gallons a day. So our 31% conservation is a spit in the ocean.
And who's to say that those restaurants will still be there? That's going to be a massive data center. So those restaurants may not even be there.
Again, to Darren's point, for the restaurants and the businesses that potentially could be opposed to the data center, we can reach out to Regional Chamber of Commerce so we can connect and we can talk to them about this issue. And hopefully we can exert more pressure because they actually are in the city industry.
Well, it's interesting, I attend the Regional Chamber of Commerce meetings monthly, and today's speaker was on potential business or site for that Beverly Hills Mall. That was the guest speaker, and I was very interested in getting on because I wanted to know if maybe there was something else scheduled to go on that Beverly Hills Mall. And for some reason, there were 4 of us that got on, and that meeting was canceled. So I don't know, that was put on by the Regional Chamber of Commerce. So we weren't notified that that was canceled. The agenda was out, the speaker and what his topic was, and then all of a sudden it was canceled and no one notified us. So maybe we already know what's going to go on at that Beverly Hills Mall. So it was no need.
Yeah, we can still reach out to their board and make sure that, if there's a possibility that they can hook us up like that, then we'll do that all the time.
Yeah.
Is it possible to send a letter to the Chamber of Commerce also, or call the Chamber of Commerce and tell them how important the businesses in the area are to us, and that we want to support our businesses, our restaurants, things like that?
Yeah, if we want to do a formal letter, we can do one from the board at our board meeting tomorrow, draft that up, and then we'll send it out on Wednesday.
Thank you. We're gonna keep you busy with letters.
Well, I think that's a good idea. It's important to know that the Chamber of Commerce is, they have competing agendas. So they will want to support the businesses, but they're also going to want to support the data center opening up shop. So it's more important to kind of just be neutral in that. Be careful how you reach out and how you phrase it. Anybody's going to reach out.
Any other questions? Can you wait for the microphone, because we can't hear you.
Well, I don't have any. No, she's talking about the Chamber of Commerce. Oh, okay.
No, we're not talking about the city of Industry, we're talking about the Chamber of Commerce. Because that's their whole purpose. The Chamber of Commerce is to support businesses. That's their whole purpose. And we want businesses there, not one data center. So we would hope that the Chamber of Commerce would want to support businesses and not just one data center. We're hoping.
Hi everyone, my name is Fallon. I've been a part of this fight since March, since one of the very first meetings with Sam Brown, who kind of explained all of this to us. We are with No Data Centers SGV, and we've been really instrumental with getting the information out to all of you guys. So we do videos, we have newsletters, we have been working with Monterey Park, and we see the success that they have. So they have essentially giving us the blueprint. So yes, when we talk about our elected officials coming down on them, this is a voting year, we do have lots of power. The petition had over 30,000 signatures, that translates to votes for them. So those are the kinds of things we need to be focusing on. We have also done one-click emails where and the newsletter comes out, you take that email and it has all of the representatives' information in there, and we also have all the verbiage opposing these things. So I have a table back here that has the QR codes, the websites, all those things that you guys can stay informed. And we let everybody know when those meetings are happening. So we will work with Andrea to find out when that next meeting is with the Board of Supervisors and all those kinds of things. So we are aware, it is a lot of work. We're trying to push out tons of information, be strategic, and also to kind of, some of the representatives are extending olive branches to work with us to figure out how to represent the communities the best way we can. So we do not want these things. We are all in agreement. I do like an opportunity like we have here to have that open forum to talk, because it shares ideas. We can communicate with each other and figure out how to work together strategically. So
I'm really glad we have this opportunity to voice our opinions, get a little things off our chest. we go home with a little, energy, and so that's great. Make sure you come back every month, second Monday of every month, and although I think October will be the third Monday because of voting, I believe, but we'll get that out there through social media. You're standing there, so did you want to say something else? Make it quick, Kim, because...
So anybody that doesn't know how to use a QR code, please let us know and we'll help you. Last meeting, so there were some people that didn't know how to do that. So the QR code will help us be able to get you the letter that you can click and sign and send. So if you don't know how, don't be embarrassed, just let us know, we'll help you.
And RHCCC is always here. All you have to do is email us, and we usually get back to you that day, if not the next. So if you ever have any questions, any concerns, please reach out to us. Our email is on the agenda. Our email is out there on social media. Our website is looked at every day. So please, if you have any questions and you need us to help you with anything, this is your community. Rowland Heights is your community. Be proud of it, support one another. And this data center is actually, I want to say, a blessing in disguise, because it really has united our community. No matter what your background is, what your culture is, what your age group is, it really has united this community like never before. And we're neighbors, and we believe that we want the same thing. So thank you very much. We're going to end the meeting now, the earliest probably we've ever ended it, and drive safe.